You're watching the Solano College Sports Network, SCSN, bringing you the best sports coverage in Solano County. Peterson has to deal with the Falcons. Cleanup hitter Alex Crosby and hits this one well to left center. Tolbert hits this one to left. It's carrying. Bailey over his head.
All right, here we go. Here's a pitch by Altman. At the knees, ring him up, strike three called. Here comes Wills, played the play, he's in. He is safe, and the Falcons are going to win this game 7-6. Oh my!
I'm Ryan Anderson. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network. Bam!
Well, hi everybody. Welcome to Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium here on the campus of Solano Community College. I'm Greg Poff here on the Solano College Sports Network, bringing you today's exciting baseball action between the visiting Yuba 49ers and your Solano Falcons. And it's been rather cloudy skies all week here on the campus of Solano Community College in Fairfield, and those cloudy skies are kind of the epitome of the last 2 weeks for the Solano Falcons. They're in the midst of a 4-game slide. Yuba, on the other hand, they're coming off 4 wins in a row. Pretty important matchup for both these teams, and we'll have all the action for you here on the Solano College Sports Network. And now, folks, we're ready for the starting lineups. Lineup for the Yuba 49ers. Leading things off in left field will be number 15, Brandon Lockwood. Batting second, number 3, Michael France. He'll be at short. Batting third, the big hitter Ethan McGill. He'll be at first base, number 34. Behind the plate, batting fourth, number 24, Christian DeVelbis. Batting fifth, number 14, in center field, Dustin Macaluso. Batting sixth, in right field, number 11, Tyler Creditor. Batting seventh, over at third, number 30, Anthony Coretti. And the designated hitter today for the 49ers, batting 8th, number 16, Ryan Pope. And rounding out the lineup for the 49ers at second base, number 4, Dallas Cummings. And on the hill for the 49ers, number 1, Tim Zuko, comes in with a 4.06 ERA, 3-1 on the season. This will be his 8th start. He does have 1 complete game. Now, for the Solano Falcons, leading things off as usual at shortstop, number 2, David Fernandez. Batting second in right field, number 6, Zach the Natural Wells. Batting third, number 22, over at first, coming off that big 4-for-5 outing in the loss against Los Medanos on Tuesday, Alex Crosby. The designated hitter in the cleanup spot today, number 11, Nick Spini. Batting fifth at third, number 1, Tucker Bishop. Batting sixth at second base, number 7, JQ Justin Quilliton. Batting seventh in left field, number 3, Edgar Ibarra. Batting 8th in center field today, number 12, Gio Torres. And rounding out the batting lineup for the Falcons, batting 9th, the catcher, number 21, Aaron Brasher. On the mound today for the Falcons, making his 10th start of the season, number 14, Ryan Anderson, comes in with a 4.31 ERA. He is 2-4 on the season, folks. And now we're about ready to get this game started. All right, we are set to go here under cloudy skies. Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium here on the campus of Solano Community College. Big game for both these teams, and 2 teams really kind of going in the wrong direction. At least Solano with that 4-game slide. Yuba, on the other hand, in the right direction, 4-game win streak. First pitch by Anderson to Brandon Lockwood. Still waiting for the scoreboard to give me the call on that one. Next pitch is right down the pipe for a strike. And behind the plate, Lee Norton, the home umpire. Brian Rose, the infield umpire. All right, Anderson set. And here's the pitch. Takes a little off that one. Over for a strike. So 2 strikes, 1 ball. Brandon Lockwood at the plate. Left fielder hitting .275. Left-handed batter set, and here's Anderson with the pitch at the knees for a strike. Ring him up, strike 3 called. Brandon Lockwood caught looking, and Ryan Anderson, boy, that's what you want to see if you're a Falcon fan. Anderson starting off the game with the strikeout. Anderson comes in on the season with 48 Ks, now give him 49, 16 walks on the season. All right. So first pitch to Michael France, the shortstop, a little bit outside for a ball. Michael France, the shortstop, hitting .283. Right-handed batter set to face Anderson, takes a little off that one, outside for a ball. Weren't sure if we were going to get this game in today, actually scheduled for yesterday, but a rainout. And so trying to get through this game here on Friday. Next pitch over for a strike. So the count now 1-2. So Anderson starting off looking like he's got his control. Sometimes he can start off and struggle with his control. But today struck out Lockwood, and now he's got France in a 1-2 count, and France kind of waves at that one, goes down swinging, so 2 up, 2 down for Yuba. And now coming up to the plate, Ethan McGill, first baseman, hitting .280, and this kid has got some power. He's got 26 hits on the season. He's driven in 20 runs. Does have 24 strikeouts. First pitch over by Anderson for a strike. So the count 0-1 to Ethan McGill. .516 slugging percentage for the big first baseman for the 49ers. Next pitch by Anderson. Fastball a little bit outside. And so the count now 1-1. Aaron Brasher behind the plate for the Falcons. Falcons going with the royal blue jerseys instead of the light blue tops. White pants. Anderson set, and here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's hit deep. And Gio Torres going back over his head off the wall. McGill, he's going to get into second. So Ethan McGill, big stand-up, 2-out double for the 49ers here in the top of the first inning. And boy, he gave that one a ride. Wind blowing out towards center field as well. And Gio Torres has pretty good speed, but couldn't catch up with that one as it sailed over his head right under the 400 marker in center field. So Lockwood and France both struck out by Anderson, but Ethan McGill comes up in the 3 spot and rips a double to center field. Christian DeVelbus, the catcher, now comes up to the plate. The cleanup hitter hitting .274. Anderson now pitching out of the stretch, and here's the first pitch, outside corner for a strike. We've had a chance to watch Anderson for almost 2 years now, and at times I think he actually pitches better out of the stretch. Checks McGill, and that pitch outside for a ball. McGill, big kid, 6'4", 245-pounder, sophomore out of Nevada Union. And here's a pitch. Takes a little off that one. Little chopper. Bishop goes over. And the throw over to first. That'll do it. So Yuba 49ers strand Ethan McGill at second after that 2-out double at the end of an half inning of play. No score. Leading things off for the Falcons, as usual, the shortstop, David Fernandez. He'll be followed by Zach Wells, and then the hot-hitting Alex Crosby getting things started for the Falcons. And not a must-win game for the Falcons, but after losing the last 4, they certainly would like to get back in the win column as they head into the home stretch. 10 games remaining in Bay Valley Conference play. Tim Zucco on the hill. Zucco, and first pitch low for a ball. Tim Zucco on the hill, number 1. Right-handed pitcher. Next pitch to Fernandez at the knees for a strike. Tim Zucco, as we said at the start of the broadcast, 4.06 ERA. 3 wins, 1 loss on the season. This is his 8th start and does have 1 complete game. Next pitch by the right-hander. A little bit outside and low for a ball. So the count 2-1 to David the Count Fernandez. Just a freshman. Pretty good freshman campaign for the kid out of Armio. Little chopper hit over to the third baseman, Coretti. Long throw and just in time. Throw there to big Ethan McGill at first base. So 1 up, 1 down for the Falcons here in the bottom of the first. And now Zach Wells coming up to the plate.
Now batting, right fielder, number 6, Zach Wells.
Zach Wells hitting an even .300 on the season. Zach Wells at a Bear River High School, sophomore for the Falcons, and he's had an outstanding career here at Solano. First pitch, over for a strike. Zach Wells will tell you he's been struggling a bit at the plate. But boy, this kid just does so much for this ball team. Takes a little off that one, and Wells out in front, fouls it over to the Solano dugout, right side of the dugout there. And Zach Wells hitting 300, as I said, 27 hits on the season. He scored 24 runs for the Falcons. Next pitch high for a ball. So the count now 1-2. Zach Wells has been outstanding in right field. No errors on the season. He's got 14 runs batted in. Next pitch, and it's a pop-up. Zuko, the pitcher, calling for it, and he'll make the catch. So 2 up, 2 down for the Falcons. Fernandez grounded to the third baseman, Coretti. Wells pops up to the pitcher, Zuko. And now Alex the Hitman Crosby coming up, hitting 366 on the season. Crosby, of course, had that big hit in the bottom of the 8th against Los Madonnas, gave the Falcons the lead in that game, eventually lost that in the top of the 9th. There's a grounder, but hit right to the short, fields it on a couple hops, throw to McGill, and 3 up, 3 down for the Falcons. So Tim Zuko looking pretty impressive here in the first inning. At the end of 1 inning of play, no score. Getting things started, Dustin Macaluso, the center fielder, comes in hitting 320 on the season. He'll face Anderson, and then he'll be followed by Tyler Creditor, the right fielder, and then Anthony Coretti, the third baseman. Anderson, pretty smooth first inning, did give up the 2-out double. First pitch, outside corner for a strike. And talking to Coach Stover yesterday, was a little worried about Anderson's hamstring. Thought he tweaked it when he came in and pitched in the top of the 9th. In Tuesday's loss to Los Madonnas, but boy, he looks effective so far. Another pitch over for a strike, and Dustin Macaluso quickly down 0-2 in the count. Next pitch by Anderson, fastball over, ring him up, strike 3 looking. So another strikeout for Anderson. Give him 3 in today's game. And if you look at Anderson's numbers on the season, he's now got 51 strikeouts to go with just 16 walks and 56.1 innings pitched on the season. So Tyler Creditor steps in, hitting 231. First pitch, swing and a miss. Anderson, especially when he kind of gets in a groove, really likes to work quickly out there. Set, and here's the 0-1 pitch, high and inside for a ball. Tyler Creditor hitting 231, has 18 hits on the season, 13 runs batted in, has struck out 13 times to go with 4 walks. Next pitch takes a little off that one, but Fernandez right there to snag it before it hits the infield dirt. That'll be the second out, and now coming up to the plate, hitting 278, Anthony Coretti, the third baseman. Still very cloudy skies ahead. Not supposed to have any rain. And kind of the same deal tomorrow. These two teams will lock up here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium for their second game in this 2-game set. That pitch outside for a ball. Count 1-0 to Anthony Coretti. Next pitch at the knees for a strike. So Anderson working quickly and just pounding the strike zone. And boy, Falcons could use a good outing from the sophomore out of Fairfield today. Here's a 1-1 pitch, and Coretti tries to bunt it, but foul. So the count at 1-2. 2 outs here, top of the second, game just underway. Late start time today at 3 instead of the usual weekly start time at 2 o'clock. And then 1 o'clock start time for these two teams tomorrow afternoon. Next pitch takes a little off that, swing and a miss. Strike 3 to give Anderson 4 strikeouts in 2 innings of work. And at the end of 1.5 innings of play, no score. Ready? Okay, here we go. Getting things started for the Falcons. The hot-hitting Nick Spini coming up to the plate. Spini, like Crosby in Tuesday's game in that 10-9 loss to Los Madonnas, 4 for 5, had 2 runs batted in, and they're going to need to see that kind of production from Crosby and Spini today. All right, Tim Zuko on the hill, first pitch to Spini. Must have been outside. Looked pretty good from my angle over on top of the Yuba dugout, first base side of play. But a bit outside to the left-hand hitting Nick Speeney out of Armio High School. That one high for a ball. So the count 2-0. Speeney's average now close to 300. Hitting .292 on the season and has really worked to get that batting average up as the season has progressed. Zuko takes a little off that one and misses outside again, so 3 balls, no strikes. Nick Speeney getting things started for the Falcons here. Bottom of the second, no score. Zuko set. And that pitch outside and high for a ball, so 4-pitch walk to Nick Speeney. He'll take his base, and now coming up to the plate, Tucker Bishop, the pride of Benicia. And pretty solid freshman campaign for Bishop. He and Fernandez, boy, have been solid, especially at the plate. Tucker Bishop hitting .322. An opportunity to get something going for the Falcons here. Speeney at first, nobody out via the 4-pitch walk by Zuko. Tucker Bishop set, was trying to bunt, and that one hit him. He went down to a knee, the pitch came inside. I couldn't tell if it hit the bat or hit him right in the chest. I think that might have hit him right below the SC on the jersey. And so Zuko, 4-pitch walk to Speeney, and then hits Bishop on the first pitch. Falcons got a little something going here in the bottom of the second. 2 runners on, and Justin Quilliton, JQ as he likes to go by, steps in to face Zuko. Zuko checks the runner at second. First pitch high for a ball. So Tucker Bishop hit by Zuko standing at first. Nick Speeney at second. And Justin Quilliton steps in against Zuko. Zuko, tall, lanky pitcher, takes a little off that one and came inside. Quilliton fights it off and fouls it out of play. So Quilliton was squared around to bunt. Pitch came in and way inside. Somehow still got the bat on it, but fouls that out of play. All right, Zuko ready. Here's the pitch. Takes a little off that one. Bounces in front of the plate. So 2 balls, 1 strike now. Tim Zuko, number 1. Just a freshman. Played his high school ball at Lyndhurst. 6'3", 160-pounder. Looks Speeney back to second. Speeney not great speed. Standing at second. Bishop, decent speed, standing over at first. Takes a little off that one, over for a strike. Nice pitch by Zuko. That was a big floater. Kind of went up and came down right over the zone, and Zuko gets the call, evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes here, bottom of the second. Wind kind of blowing out to right field. Next pitch takes a little off that one and low for a ball. So Zuko 1 pitch away from loading the bases here with nobody out. Bottom of the second. Zuko in his 8th start of the season, as I mentioned before, 1 complete game. Fakes a throw over to second. Speeney back easily. You see the shortstop Michael France kind of bird dogging behind Speeney over towards the second base bag. Anthony Coretti over at third, and a change up, and Quilliton out in front, barely gets a piece of that, stays alive, fouls it out of play. Good pitch by Zuko. Going with the off-speed pitch there, and almost got Quilliton to swing ahead of the pitch. Good job by Quilliton, though, battling and fouling that one out of play. Stays alive at the plate. Runners on first and second, nobody out, bottom of the second. Here's the pitch, high, but he hits a dribbler right to McGill at first, throws over, gets the lead runner at second. Nice play by McGill. Pretty gutsy play there, but gets that runner at second. Bishop retired. No chance for the shortstop to make the throw back and get Quilliton, who runs well. So runners now on the corners. Speeney at third. Coach Stover at third base today. And JQ standing at first on the fielder's choice. So Bishop out 1-6. And Speeney standing at third. Edgar Barra up and bunts us down the first baseline. McGill, no chance to get Speeney at home. Does the smart thing, tags out Ibarra to get the second out, but the Falcons on the board as Speeney touches home plate. First run for the Falcons, and they take the lead here in the bottom of the second, 1-0. So that's going to be a sacrifice bunt RBI for Edgar Ibarra. Good decision by McGill, unassisted put out by the first baseman. And so now you got JQ standing at second for the Falcons, 2 outs. And now Aaron Brasher at the plate. First pitch by Zuko, takes a little off that one and low. So Zuko struggling with the off stuff. Pitches just a bit, just not quite getting the ball over home plate. Most of those off-speed pitches bouncing on the plate or a little bit before. Next pitch, fastball at the knees for a strike. Good pitch by Zuko. Started Brasher off with the change-up, comes back with the fastball. So the count 1-1. 2 outs here. Falcons already got a run on the board, and next pitch, and this is a pop fly. Shortstop going back, and a nice play by Michael France. Going back into the grass, diving catch. And that's a third out of the inning, but not before the Falcons able to scratch a run on the board at the end of 2 innings of play. Falcons up over the 49ers 1-0. All right, we're ready to get things going here. Top of the third. Ryan Pope, the designated hitter, will get things started for the 49ers. He'll be followed by the number 9 hitter, Dallas Cummings, and then back to the top of the order with Brandon Lockwood. Ryan Pope hitting .262 and promptly hits Anderson's first offering to David Fernandez. Long throw, but what a play. Boy, I thought Fortney had him. Fortney at first now. Crosby moving to third, and Fortney diving catch, tried desperately to get back to the bag, but not in time. Good hustle by Ryan Pope. Get down the base paths in a hurry. And that's going to be an E6. Fernandez pulls Fortney off the bag with a wide throw. So Dallas Cummings now at the plate, hitting .225. And boy, haven't seen that from Fernandez in quite a while. The last 3 weeks, he has been outstanding over at shortstop. A little too much on the throw, though. And leadoff runner here in the third. Throw over by Brasher, but not in time. Fortney doing a little pirouette around the bag. And Pope back easily. So Dallas Cummings, the number 9 hitter, hitting .225, plays second base for the 49ers. And that pitch over for a strike. Looked like Cummings might have been around a bunt. Pulls the bat back, takes a strike. Count now 1 ball, 1 strike. Dallas Cummings, just 5 runs batted in on the season. 1 double, not much power. Struck out 9 times. Pitch by Anderson, takes a little off that one. Outside for a ball. So the count now 2-1. Ryan Pope over at first, does have 3 stolen bases on the season. That pitch, bunted foul, right in front of Brasher at home plate. Dallas Cummings, number 4, just a freshman. Played his high school baseball at Yuba City. 5'10", 180-pounder, right-handed hitter. Opportunity to get something going for the 49ers. That time Anderson takes a little bit off that one, and Cummings caught looking. Big pitch by Anderson, going with the off-speed breaking ball, and big strikeout there for the first out here in the top of the third. Falcons got a run on the board in the bottom of the second without a hit. Yuba, runner on via the air by Fernandez. 1 out, and a swing and a miss by Lockwood. And they're going to say it hit him. So they're going to say that hit him. So Brandon Lockwood, the left fielder, now at first base after being hit by Anderson. And Ryan Pope now down at second. So far here in the top of the third, Ryan Pope on via the air. Dallas Cummings caught looking for the strikeout, and Brandon Lockwood hit by the pitch. Now Michael France, the shortstop, up at the plate. Anderson ready. Here's the pitch. Fouled back by France. France struck out when he faced Anderson for the first time in the first inning. France hitting .283 on the season. France also has done a little pitching for the 49ers, 2.51 ERA. He's 4-3 on the season. But opportunity to help his teammates at the bat. Squared around a bunt, pulls it back, and it's a strike. So France down in the count. 2 strikes to Ryan Anderson. Anderson already with 5 strikeouts and 2.5 innings of work. He'd like to get another one right here. Needs one more pitch to do it. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Fouled back. Good job by France staying alive. Looked like a fastball in the outside corner. France got his bat out there, fouls it back. Cloudy skies still looming above, but so far no rain today. Next pitch by Anderson. This one is fouled over to the first base side of play. Fortney gives it a look, but out of play. I'm not sure what happened to Tucker Bishop. Started the game at third, was hit by a pitch. That's probably what happened to him, because boy, he looked like he took that one right in the chest, stayed in the game. But now Crosby moves over to third and Fortney over at first. That one just outside for a ball. Good eye by Michael France. France thought about going around, but held the bat back. Gets the call by the umpire, count 1-2. Anderson gets his sign, checks the runner at second, checks him again. Here's the 1-2 pitch, fouled back. So Michael France hanging in there against Ryan Anderson. Anderson already a strikeout in the inning, but 2 runners on base for Yuba. Trying to get the run back they gave up in the last half of the inning. Weak little pop-up right to Fortney. He's got it. That'll be the second out of the inning. Nice job by Lockwood, not straying too far from the bag. Gets back easily. Nice wherewithal by Fortney. As soon as he secured the pop-up, tried to get to first base before 15, but 15 standing on the bag saying, "Gotcha beat." Still big out for the Falcons. So pop up to the first baseman Fortney for the second out. Big Ethan McGill steps in. Anderson takes a little off that one inside. Ethan McGill ripped a double over center fielder Gio Torres back in the first inning with 2 outs. DeVelbus came up after and grounded out to Bishop. That was the third out. But another opportunity for Yuba. And McGill right in the mix, and he hits one sharply right to JQ, grabs it, flips to Fernandez at second, so that'll do it. Yuba trying to get something going, but can't get a runner home at the end of 2.5 innings of play. Falcons up over the 49ers 1-0.
Center fielder, number 12.
All right, coming up for the Falcons, center fielder Gio Torres. Center fielder hitting 159 on the season. So Gio Torres set. And here comes Zuko right at the knees for a strike. Nice pitch by Zuko. Struggled a little bit with his command in the second inning. Eventually led to a run by the Falcons. Spini, who walked to start the second inning, came around to eventually score. Swing and a miss by Torres on the second offering by Zuko. So Torres quickly down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. So Tim Zuko, Zook as he goes by. The next pitch, a little bit outside for a ball, trying to see if he could get Torres fishing. Torres, the kid out of Fairfield, says nothing doing. Way too outside for me to try to swing at that one. So the count 1-2. Zuko set. Here's the pitch, and it's fouled. Boy, Torres barely got a piece of that one. Stays alive. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Scoreboard says 2 outs, but Torres just getting things underway here in the bottom of the third for the Falcons. Zuko has the sign. And here's the 1-2 pitch. High and outside for a ball. Count now 2-2. Boy, and if you watch Zuko, he's almost got a little hitch in his windup. Kind of lift up his foot, lift it up again, little toe tap, and here comes the pitch, and fouled. Boy, Torres again barely got a piece at that one. Torres fighting to stay alive at the plate. And so Torres, the number 9 hitter for the Falcons. Jordan Tolbert usually starts in center, but he's got back problems. So Torres, second game in a row, gets the start. 2-2 pitch in the dirt. So the count now 3 balls, 2 strikes. And scoreboard finally got it right. All right, so Torres was down 0-2 in the count. Now at 3-2, and that one is hit, but sharply to the third baseman. Coretti, long throw to Ethan McGill. 1 up, 1 down for the Falcons here in the bottom of the third. Now we go back to the top of the lineup, and David Fernandez getting things started.
Shortstop, number 2.
Following Torres, David Fernandez grounded out to Coretti, and Coretti, he's been busy over at third. So Fernandez steps in, 1 out, hitting .330, and catches the outside corner for a strike. Fernandez, kind of a grin there, thought that was outside, but Lee Norton, the home plate umpire, calls it a strike. Zuko will take it, count 0-1. And here's the next pitch, swing and a miss by Fernandez. Looked like Zuko took a little off that one. So Fernandez, like Torres before him, down early in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Torres able to work the count back to 3 balls, 2 strikes before grounding out to Coretti. Here's the next pitch. Boy, that was close. Looked like an off-speed breaking ball. A little bit low and outside. Good eye by Fernandez. Christian DeVelbis behind the plate. All right, Zuko ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Boy, another close pitch. Zuko doesn't get the call. That'll be ball 2. So 2 close pitches, outside corner. Here's the 2-2 pitch by Zuko. And that one is a dribbler, but hit to the shortstop. Throw over to McGill. And the second out here in the inning. Michael France, the shortstop. Nice play. So 6-3 put out for the 49ers, and now Zach Wells, the number 3 hitter in the third, coming up to face Zuko for the second time. Wells popped up to Zuko back in the first. Zach Wells, right-handed hitter, does everything well for the Falcons. Off-speed pitch a little bit high. Wells, excellent eye at the plate. Excellent hands as well. Very quick wrists. Swing and a miss there. Zuko gets one by him. Nice pitch by Zuko. So Zuko has recovered nicely from struggling with his control in the second inning. 2 up, 2 down here in the third, working quickly. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Wells. So Wells fooled on that pitch. A little bit low, tries to go down and get it, comes up empty. So Wells down in the count. Zuko has been ahead of every pitcher here, or excuse me, every batter here in the third. That one just high for a ball. So that'll even the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here, bottom of the third. Falcons up 1-0 over the visiting Yuba 49ers. Yuba, very successful season, 16-10. A little bit off that pitch and a little bit high and outside for a ball. Yuba currently in third place in the Bay Valley Conference with a 9-5 record. Falcons right behind him in fourth at 8-6. Zuko set, and the 3-2 pitch in the dirt. So good at bat by Wells. Down in the count early, but able to work a 2-out walk. And so now Wells at first, and coming up, Alex Crosby. Crosby grounded out to France, the shortstop, for the 3rd out in the 1st inning. And now comes up here in the bottom of the 3rd with Zach Wells standing at first base. Crosby, big game on Tuesday, 4 for 5. 4 runs batted in. That pitch over for a strike. And like what I saw from Crosby today, you know, this is a big game for the Falcons, and they've been going through some adversity. They need their sophomores to really take a strong leadership role, and saw that with Crosby today, hollering at his teammates, trying to get them fired up before this game. He knows how big this game is. Falcons get a win, they still have a good chance to get into the playoffs, and that one is hit sharply, but right to the shortstop, France. He'll make the throw over to McGill. And so 4 up, 4 down, 2-out walk to Wells, and at the end of 3 innings of play, Falcons still up 1-0 over the Yuba 49ers. All right, we're all set here to get things started. Top of the 4th inning. Christian DeVelbus will lead off for the 49ers. He'll be followed by Dustin Macaluso, the center fielder, and then Tyler Creditor. DeVelbus grounded out to Tucker Bishop for the last out in the top of the 1st. Left Ethan McGill stranded at second. Comes up to face Anderson again and promptly hits a single into right field. So Christian DeVelbus getting things started with the solid single off Ryan Anderson. 2nd hit given up by Anderson as we get things underway here in the top of the 4th. Dustin Macaluso now comes up to the plate, hitting .320 on the season, and struck out when he faced Anderson to lead things off in the top of the 2nd. Dustin Macaluso, very solid season. As I said before, hitting .320. Now he's set to face Anderson for the 2nd time. Anderson checks the runner out of the stretch, and it's a bunt. It's a beauty. Fortney's got it, does the only thing he can do. He tags out the runner. But Macaluso does his job and gets DeVelbus down to 2nd on the sac bunt. So Anderson throws over to Fortney, who came in for Crosby last inning at first. So 1 out, DeVelbus now at 2nd. Tyler Creditor at the plate. Tyler Creditor, 13 runs batted in on the season, and he's got a runner in scoring position. First pitch by Anderson at the knees for a strike. Anderson already with 5 strikeouts in the game, and we're just in the 4th inning. He's given up 2 hits, no walks, did hit a batter. Next pitch, outside for a ball. Count now 1-1. 1 out here, top of the 4th. Still a pretty good breeze blowing out towards left center field and kind of shift over to right. Anderson checks the runner, checks him again, and here's the 1-1 pitch, over for a strike, catches the outside corner. Boy, Anderson, he loves to pound the outside corner against right-handed hitters. He's been doing that pretty well today, and thus far able to keep Yuba off the board. But opportunity for the 49ers, that one in the dirt outside. Creditor thought about going around, but good decision, held up. Count now even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tyler Creditor popped up to Fernandez. Back in the 2nd. Anderson ready, fastball. This one popped out of play just by the head of our camera person, Amber Lofton. Amber probably could have made a play on that, but didn't bring her mitt today. Does the wise thing, ducks out of the way. All right. 2-2. 1 out. Anderson ready. And this is another pop-up. Back over, out of play. Beyond the Yuba dugout on the first base side of the field. Yuba under first-year head coach Brian Beisch. done an outstanding job in his first season as head coach. Yuba last year, I believe, only had 11 wins on the season. They've already surpassed that with 16 wins, 16-10 on the season. As I mentioned before, 9-5 in Bay Valley Conference play. Next pitch outside low for a ball. So 3 balls, 2 strikes now. 1 out, runner on second. Christian DeVelbis for the 49ers. Tyler Creditor at the plate. Ryan Anderson on the hill for the Falcons. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and it's low for a ball. So that's the first walk in the game for Anderson. And so Creditor trots over to first. Runners now on first and second with 1 out. And up to the plate strolls third baseman Anthony Coretti, hitting .278 and struck out for the 3rd out to end the top of the 2nd inning. Got a chance to do some damage here. Top of the 4th. 2 runners on board for Yuba. Anderson ready. Off-speed pitch outside for a ball. So Falcons riding a 4-game losing streak. But boy, 2 of those losses, they faced 2 of the better pitchers in all of Northern California. Chick Connor with Mendocino and Peter Nisnik with Las Madonnas. And here's a sharp grounder hit to JQ. He throws over to second, gets the runner back over to first, and gets him. Wasn't the prettiest looking double play, but it'll work for the Falcons. And so it looked like Yuba knocking on the door, little rally going, but the big double play gets Anderson out of the jam at the end of 3.5 innings of play. Falcons still up over Yuba 1-0. All right, Nick Spini getting things started once again for the Falcons. Led off the 2nd inning and had a 4-pitch walk in his first at-bat against Zuko. Zuko this time, first offering fouled out of play by Spini. Nick Spini has had some big hits for the Falcons this season. As we mentioned before, he struggled with his batting average, but boy, he's had some big hits for the Falcons, and this one is lifted to center field. Macaluso going back, Wind taking it, but he goes back and makes a one-handed grab. The wind can really play tricks on the outfielders here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium, but Macaluso, good job fighting the wind, staying with it, and gets a first out for his pitcher Zuko in the bottom of the 4th. So just a long fly ball to center field. First out here in the 4th, and now Chad Fortney coming up to face Zuko for the first time. Zuko ready in the first pitch. This is a little blooper. Second baseman Cummings going out and makes a grab. So Chad Fortney, first ball swinging. Got it up in the air, but nice job by Cummings getting back before that could drop into shallow left field. So 2 up, 2 down quickly. Now Justin Quilliton at the plate. JQ on board via fielder's choice. Takes the first pitch. Bad hop to Coretti. Goes over his mitt and into left field. Boy, that's going to be a tough one to score. It looked like it hit the edge of the infield dirt and just took a nasty hop over Coretti. Not sure if that's going to be a base hit or an error. If I'm scoring, I probably give a hit to JQ on the bad bounce. So Edgar Ibarra now comes up with 2 outs. JQ on first for the Falcons. Ibarra had a sacrifice bunt for a run batted in back in the 2nd inning, and that's the lone run in this game. Falcons up 1-0 here in the bottom of the 4th. Zuko set, and this pitch is hit, but right to the shortstop. Michael France doesn't even have to move, and so 3rd out, side retired. Falcons do get a base hit, but Strand JQ over at first at the end of 4 innings of play. Falcons up 1-0 over Yuba. All right, getting things started here in the top of the 5th for the 49ers, Ryan Pope, the designated hitter. He was on board via the air by David Fernandez back in the 3rd inning. Dallas Cummings will be up next, and then back to the top of the order, Brandon Lockwood batting 3rd. First pitch by Anderson, a little bit high, just above the Yuba letters for a ball. And so the count 1-0. Anderson now in his 5th inning of work. Fastball right down the pipe for a strike. Anderson, he's just going to keep working. He's going to keep pounding that strike zone. And here's the next pitch. Outside corner for a strike. Good pitch by Anderson. Count now 0-2. Boy, pretty good pitching matchup for you today into the 5th inning. 1-0 lead for the Falcons. And this pitch, high pop-up. Fernandez calling for it, the shortstop. He'll make the catch right behind the second base bag. First out here in the top of the 5th. And now Dallas Cummings coming up to the plate. Cummings struck out in the 3rd, first time facing Anderson. Dallas Cummings hitting .225. A little second baseman. He's listed as 5'10", but I don't think he's 5'8". Dribbler to Crosby. Throw to Fortney. Second out. So 5-3 for the second out here in the top of the 5th. Now to the top of the order, Brandon Lockwood comes up. Lockwood struck out against Anderson to get the game started and then was hit by Anderson in the 3rd. Lockwood comes in hitting .275. First pitch over for a strike. Anderson so effective today, starting off hitters with a strike. He's been ahead in the count most of the afternoon. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one rifled, but Fernandez fields it on a hop. Long throw. Fortney digs that out. And so 3 up, 3 down at the end of 4.5 innings of play. Here come the Falcons with a 1-0 lead. All right, here we go, folks. Bottom of the 5th inning. And just an outstanding pitching duel today between Tim Zuko. Zuko's only given up 1 hit. That was in the last inning to Justin Quilliton. And Falcons able to scratch home a run back in the 2nd off a walk, a hit batter, and a sacrifice bunt. So Anderson, Zuko going at it. And here we go, bottom of the 5th. Brasher at the plate takes the first pitch by Zuko over for a strike. Aaron Brasher hitting .194 on the season. Trying to get over that Mendoza line. And this one is hit, but right to the shortstop, France. Another throw. And so, boy, Zuko, good job. He's had a lot of ground balls hit to his 3rd baseman and his shortstop. So another ground ball out. That'll be the first out here in the bottom of the 5th. And Gio Torres now coming up to the plate, hitting .159 on the season. So Torres set to face Zuko. And this one is hit into right field, but Creditor right there and makes the catch. So 2 up, 2 down. Zuko, like Anderson, working quickly. And now we go to the top of the order. David Fernandez coming up to the plate. Fernandez has hit 2 ground balls, 1 to Coretti at 3rd and 1 to France at shortstop. 0 for 2 thus far. Comes into today's game hitting .330. Zuko takes a little off that one. Boy, nice pitch. Nothing Fernandez could do, but watch that go over the strike zone. Wind picking up just a little. Blowing out towards right center. Next pitch. Took something off that one and bounces it in the dirt. And Zuko struggled with that off-speed pitch in the 2nd. And one of the reasons why the Falcons were able to scratch a run on the board. And that's the difference in this game. Next pitch by Zuko. Inside. So the count now 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 outs here. Bottom of the 5th. And David Fernandez, 0 for 2 thus far, trying to get something going for the Falcons with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Zuko set. That pitch just below the knees. Good eye by Fernandez. So Fernandez just trying to do anything possible to keep the inning alive. Now has a count in his favor at 3 balls, 1 strike. That one in the dirt. And so Fernandez will take his base. Good eye by Fernandez. Was down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, but able to work that at-bat into a walk. And now Fernandez at first, and Zach Wells coming up to the plate. Wells walked his last time facing Zuko in the third, was stranded at first, and popped up to the pitcher back in the first inning. So opportunity for the Falcons maybe to get a 2-out rally going. But boy, it's been tough sledding against Zuko. Off-speed pitch gets that one over. Nice pitch by Zuko. Got one of those over against Wells in the last at-bat. Wells was down in the count, but able to work that into a walk. Very similar to what we just saw with David Fernandez here, bottom of the fifth. Fernandez, excellent speed over at first. And that time, Zuko took a little off that one. Wells stays back and hits this one into the gap. It's going to go almost to the wall. Fernandez is going to come home, and Wells run batted in, stand-up double for the kid out of Bear River High School. And Zach Wells, like he's done all season, comes up with a big hit when you need one, and the Falcons really needed that to get Anderson a little insurance. Still a long ways to go in this one, bottom of the fifth, but Falcons now 2-0 over Yuba, and may not be done with Wells standing at second after the stand-up run batted in double. Alex Crosby steps in to face Zuko. First pitch, strike just above the knees. I guess you could call it a strike ball, but not trying to invent new terms. Zuko, long look at Wells. Oh, gets Crosby swinging at the off-speed pitch. Crosby way out in front of it. Crosby just aggressive at the plate. Good pitch by Zuko. So Crosby quickly down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. David Fernandez already home. Falcons a little bit of a 2-out rally. Next pitch, a little outside for a ball. Count 1-2. Zach Wells, he'll take a pretty decent lead too over at second. Wells, excellent base runner. Zuko gives him a look. Looks at him again. France bird dogging behind him, and Zuko steps off the rubber, looks him back. Wells really going to try to stretch that lead. And here's the next pitch, and it's hit, but to the shortstop, France fields it, throw over, and that'll do it. So Crosby not able to get Wells home, but Wells off the big double, able to score Fernandez, and at the end of 5 innings of play, Falcons now up over Yuba, 2-0. All right, so we head into the top of the 6th. Getting things started, Michael France, the shortstop, and he's been busy at short with his buddy third baseman Anthony Coretti. And Zuko's had a lot of ground balls hit over to the left side of the infield. So Yuba down by 2, first pitch hit into right field, but Wells is there, takes a couple steps in. So Michael France retired on the fly ball to Zach Wells. And now big Ethan McGill steps in. McGill had that big 2-out double in the first. Yuba not able to get him home, and McGill in the third inning, fielder's choice, ground out to JQ, the second baseman. All right, Anderson set. Here's the pitch, fastball, just above the knees for a strike. So Anderson comes after big McGill. First pitch, fastball, just above the knees. Let's see if he challenges him again. That one at the knees as well. So 2 fastballs right at the knees. Ethan McGill quickly down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. And boy, that's been the ticket for the A-Train Ryan Anderson. He's been ahead in the count most of the afternoon. That one low for a ball. Count now 1-2. McGill may not see another fastball in this at-bat. We'll see. So the count 1-2. 1 out here, top of the 6th. Yuba down 2-0 to the Falcons. Anderson set, and this one took a little off that one, fouled back out of play McGill just out in front by a hair. Fouled it straight back. And so the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Top of the 6th. Pretty good ball game. Pitcher's duel here. Ryan Anderson for the Falcons, Tim Zuko. That one is fouled out of play. Over to the third base side of the field. Crosby over there gives the ball a look, throws it back to Anderson. Anderson to get back on the mound and do it all again. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Falcons playing well today. Desperately need a win. In the midst of a 4-game slide, here's the next pitch low. Boy, McGill, good eye. Thought about trying to get that one laid off it. Good decision. Sophomore out of Nevada Union. McGill batting from the left side, and there's a fastball. Ring him up. Strike 3. McGill caught looking. Beautiful pitch by Anderson right on the outside corner. And McGill kind of shaking his head as he comes back to the dugout. 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th. And now Christian DeVelbus coming up to the plate. DeVelbus had a base hit back in the 4th to get the 4th inning started. He was stranded at second, grounded out to Tucker Bishop for the last out in the bottom of the 1st. Anderson set, and this one is hit to right field. Wells going over. That's going to get in the gap all the way to the fence. DeVelbus, he's going to keep going to second, and he's got himself a 2-out stand-up double for Christian DeVelbus, the catcher. So Falcons had a 2-run rally in the bottom of the 5th. Yuba trying to do the same thing here in the top of the 6th inning. Falcons able to get a run in the bottom of the 5th after a walk and a double by Wells. And Yuba now with a 2-out double by Christian DeVelbus. Dustin Macaluso steps in. Little Mac as he goes by takes the first pitch at the knees for a strike. Boy, Anderson just pounding the strike zone on the first pitch. Anderson now pitching out of the stretch. And here's the pitch. And this one is lifted into right field. Wells not going to be able to get that one. That's going to get a run home easily. And another double by the 49ers. So Dustin Macaluso comes up and hit a slicing ball into right field. No chance for Wells to get over on that. And Christian DeVelbus, who is at second, started this rally with a 2-out double, comes home, cuts the lead in half. Yuba now down 2-1. And up at the plate, Tyler Creditor. Anderson ready, takes a little off that one, outside corner for a strike. Anderson, he's just going to keep throwing strikes. Hopes Yuba doesn't hit him where his players aren't. Here's the next pitch, off-speed pitch just outside. Pretty good pitch by Anderson. Excellent eye by Creditor, the right fielder. Popped up to short, hit into a double play, walked his last time up and then was out in the double play. Anderson set. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. So the count now 1-2. Tyler Creditor, number 11, the right fielder, hitting .231 on the season, has 13 runs batted in. He'd like to get it to 14 and tie this game up. Here's a pitch by Anderson. Way out in front is Creditor. Swing and a miss. Ring him up. Strike 3 on the swing. And so little mini rally by Yuba. A couple 2-out doubles. Gets Yuba on the board at the end of 5.5 innings of play. Falcons up over Yuba by a run, 2-1. Once again, it'll be Nick Spini leading things off for the Falcons here. Bottom of the 6th. Falcons up 2-1. Spini will be followed by Chad Fortney, who came in and replaced Alex Crosby at first base in the top of the 3rd. Crosby moved over to 3rd, replacing Tucker Bishop. And then JQ will be the 3rd batter up for the Falcons. Tim Zuko still on the hill. Off-speed pitch over for a strike. And boy, big difference for Zuko when he's getting that off-speed pitch over. Makes things really difficult for the Falcons. Zuko set. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Spini and hits this one foul. Slicing down, out of play. Left field side of play here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. It's been cloudy most of the day. Seen signs of the sun finally. Late start, 3 o'clock start, now 4:20. Friday afternoon here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium on the campus of Solano Community College. All right, Zuko set. Here's the pitch, and this one is hit off the mid of the third baseman. France goes over, but no chance to make a play. And so, boy, a lot of balls hit over at third base. Anthony Coretti, that was a tough chance. That ball was kind of tailing away from him. Dove got his glove on it, but ricocheted over to shortstop Michael France, but no chance for France to make a play. So another tough call on the scoring. Not sure if that's going to be an E5 or a base hit. I'm going to give Spini the base hit. So leadoff runner aboard for the Falcons here. Top of the 6th. Now Fortney comes up, squares around a bunt, but the ball in the dirt. No chance for Fortney to get his bat on that one. And so that's going to be 1 ball, no strikes. Nick Spini standing at first. Spini's had a walk, flied out to center field. And then I'm going to give him a base hit on that one. I thought it was a tough chance for the third baseman. If you ask Coretti, though, he's going to tell you I should have made that play. All right, Fortney set. Right-handed batter. Boy, Fortney has had some big at-bats for the Falcons this year. Lays down the bunt. Zuko grabs it. He'll make the safe throw to first baseman McGill. That's the first out in the inning, but Fortney does his job. Advances Spini to second. Boy, in a pitching duel like this, you want to be able to move the runners over. So excellent bunt by Fortney, lays it down, first base side of play. Zuko goes over, grabs it, makes the throw to first. And so now Nick Spini standing at second. JQ at the plate, ball in the dirt for a ball. JQ hit into a fielder's choice back in the second. Had a base hit off the glove of Coretti on the bad hop back in the 4th. Off-speed pitch, foul back out of play behind the SCSN broadcast booth. Greg Poff here on the Solano College Sports Network. Kind of a skeleton crew today. We were all set for our live webcast yesterday, but rain ruined those plans. We'll be back with the live webcast tomorrow. These two teams going at it, 1 o'clock start time. Throw over, Spini big lead, but gets back. Dallas Cummings covering the bag for Yuba, the second baseman. And so the count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. Bottom of the 6th, 2-1 game, Falcons on top. Here's the next pitch, and JQ hits this one. First baseman McGill, no, the second baseman has it, and he doesn't beat the runner. Boy, I thought that Cummings might have got there by a half a step, but bang, bang play. Brian Rose, the infield umpire, makes a call safe. And so JQ able to get down to first base. Nick Spini advances to third. So runners on the corners for the Falcons here with 1 out. Edgar Ibarra comes up to the plate. Ibarra, the little left-handed hitter out of Rodriguez High School, last year coming off a D3 championship and trying to help Solano get to the top of the Bay Valley Conference. They have some work to do. Off-speed pitch, Ibarra kind of waves at it weakly. That's going to go as a strike. I think Ibarra thought that was going to be outside, but off-speed pitch, and the last minute tried to get the metal on the ball, but comes up empty. That'll be a strike. So runners on the corners for the Falcons. Tim Zuko, 6th inning of work. He's set. Another off-speed pitch over for a strike. And when Zuko gets those off-speed pitches over, it is difficult for the Falcon batters. But he's also struggled with that pitch at times today, and that's got him into trouble. Only giving up 2 runs, though. Zuko ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch, just outside for a ball. Boy, that was a tough take by Ibarra. Ibarra holding his breath as Lee Norton calls that one just outside for a ball. Sitting right above the Yuba dugout. They thought it was a strike, and I think I'd agree with them. There goes the runner. Ibarra hits this one. Cummings only play over to first, but that'll get the run home. So, boy, Stover dialing up the hit and run, and it works. That probably would have been a double play ball. So Spini able to come home. Another run batted in for Ibarra. He's got 2 today. On the ground out to the second baseman, Dallas Cummings. So Falcons now up 3-1. They get that run back they gave up in the top half of the inning. And you got JQ now at second. And Aaron Brasher at the plate with 2 outs. Brasher popped up to France, the shortstop, in the second, and then grounded out to France in the 5th. That pitch in the dirt for a ball. So Falcons just scratching runs on the board. Zuko really has pitched well today. Falcons playing a little small ball. 3 runs to show for it. Zuko takes a long look over at JQ. Cummings actually faked that he was coming over to the second base bag from his second base position, but no throw over by Zuko. Zuko set. Here's the pitch. Sharp single into center field. Hit pretty sharply. There's going to be a play at the plate, but the throw a little bit offline from Macaluso. No throw home, and JQ able to get home on the run batted in. Big 2-out single by Aaron Brasher gets another run home for the Falcons. Brasher that time just went with the pitch. Hit it just between the outstretched glove of France, the shortstop, and the second base bag. Hit it sharply, thought there might be a play at the plate, and Macaluso coming in quickly from center field, but the throw a little offline, and McGill cut that one off. All right, Zuko set, and Gio Torres tries to lay down the bunt, but pops it out of play. Count will be 0-1 to Gio Torres. Torres 0 for 2 thus far. Grounded out to Coretti, the third baseman, and flied out to right fielder Creditor. So Brasher at first after the RBI single with 2 outs. Throw over. Brasher able to get back. Brasher doesn't have the speed he had when he was playing running back for Vallejo High School, but still pretty athletic, can run well. Swing and a miss there by Torres on the off-speed offering by Tim Zuko. So Torres quickly down in the count, 0-2. Falcons up 4-1 here. Bottom of the 6th. Zuko set, and the pitch. Outside and high for a ball. So the count now 1-2 to number 12, Gio Torres. Torres, true freshman, played his baseball at Fairfield High School. Next pitch, off-speed pitch. And I think that was barely fouled. Boy, Torres fooled way on top of it, just able to get a piece and stay alive. So the count 1-2 to Gio Torres with 2 outs here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Wind still blowing pretty hard directly out towards center. That pitch high for a ball over the head of Gio Torres. Torres not that big, 5'8", just 150 pounds. Pretty good football player at Fairfield High School as well. That pitch, boy, it was high. Torres tried to lay off it, but hits his bat. Goes back to the backstop. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to number 12, Gio Torres. Number 21, Aaron Brasher, standing over at first. Gio Torres set. Zuko ready. And the pitch in the dirt for a ball. So the count now 3-2 to Torres, who was down early in the count, 0-2. So Torres battling up there. Of course, Zuko with the 0-2 count, not going to give him anything decent to hit. But now with the count 3-2, we'll see what Zuko does. See if he goes with the off speed or comes with the fastball. Fastball, and Torres hits this one into right center. Brasher's going to keep going all the way to third. So another 2-out single for the Falcons. Already 2 runs on the board to extend their lead to 4-1, and a chance for them to do more damage.
Shortstop, number 2.
So Aaron Brasher now standing at third. Gio Torres at first. That's the 4th hit given up by Zuko in this inning. He had only given up 2 hits in the previous 5 innings. So finally getting some activity, I think, in the Yuba bullpen. And Zuko still trying to get out of this jam here. So runners on the corners. Fernandez at the plate. Zuko ready. Off-speed pitch, and it's hit over the second base bag into center field. Another run home for the Falcons. Gets by the center fielder, Macaluso. So here comes Torres. He's going to come home and score. And David Fernandez all the way to third base as the Falcons try to bust this one open with another 2 runs on the board. So Brasher comes home to score. Torres comes home to score. Falcons put a 4 spot on the board here in the 6th inning. And boy, you gotta feel bad for Zuko. He had just battled all day. Didn't have his best stuff, but was really hanging in there. But Falcons bats finally come alive here in the bottom of the 6th. That's the 5th hit against Zuko, and that's probably going to be all for Tim Zuko. Zuko set. Here's the pitch. Sharp single into center field. Hit pretty sharply. There's going to be a play at the plate. But the throw a little bit offline from Macaluso. No throw home, and JQ able to get home on the run batted in. Big 2-out single by Aaron Brasher. Gets another run home for the Falcons. Fernandez at the plate. Zuko ready. Off-speed pitch, and it's hit over the second base bag into center field. Another run home for the Falcons. Gets by the center fielder, Macaluso. So here comes Torres. He's going to come home and score. And David Fernandez all the way to third base as the Falcons try to bust this one open with another 2 runs on the board. So Brasher comes home to score. Torres comes home to score. Falcons put a 4 spot on the board here in the 6th inning. And so Tim Zuko, he's going to stay in after the meeting on the mound.
Right fielder.
And so still 2 outs here. A lot of these Falcon runs have come with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. David Fernandez now at third, and Zach Wells at the plate. And so on that last hit by Fernandez, that'll go as a run batted in single, and then a 2-base error on the center fielder, Dustin Macaluso. Here's a pitch by Zuko at the knees for a strike. And Macaluso in center, he's just trying to come up and make a throw at the plate. And with all the rain, that ball can kind of hug the grass and just went right under his mitt and kept rolling. Allowed the Falcons to get another run home. So 6-1 now for the Falcons here in the 6th. Here's a pitch by Zuko, swing and a miss by Wells. Wells fooled on the off-speed pitch. Zach Wells had that big RBI double back in the 5th. Gave the Falcons their 2nd run. Yuba came back, got a run in the top of the 6th, but the Falcons have answered back with 4 here in the bottom of the 6th, and that's where we're at now, score 6-1. Here's the pitch by Zuko, a little bit outside for a ball. So the count now 1-2 with 2 outs here in the 6th. Falcons would like to get another run on the board. Can never have too many runs in community college baseball. That one off-speed pitch, good eye by Wells, bounces right at the plate. And Zuko just trying to catch Wells being a little over-aggressive, get him out in front, but Wells has those excellent hands and just able to hold the bat back. One of the reasons why he's such a good hitter. Next pitch, and he hits that one, but right to the third baseman. Coretti, high throw, but McGill with that 6'4" frame handles it easily. So that'll be the third out of the inning, but not before the Falcons able to get 4 more runs on the board. And at the end of 6 innings of play, Falcons now up over the visiting 49ers 6-1. So Anthony Coretti will start things off here in the top of the 7th. Falcons up 6-1. And Coretti will be followed by Ryan Pope and then Dallas Cummings. So bottom of the order coming up for Yuba, and they've got some work to do against Ryan Anderson. First pitch is hit out to center field. Torres going back, drifting back, and makes the catch. So Torres just kind of hanging in there. The wind kept moving that ball back, but Torres kept drifting. Excellent play by the freshman center fielder. And Torres, while he struggled at the plate, he has been outstanding in the outfield for the Falcons, both in center and left. No errors on the season for the freshman. So Coretti first out on the fly ball, and now up at the plate, Ryan Pope takes the first pitch over by Anderson for a strike. And boy, Anderson, he's really been effective with that first pitch strike. That pitch a little bit, not sure if, I don't think Creditor got a piece of that. I thought that was low and outside, but Anderson gets the call. Next pitch, outside for a ball. And so the count 1-2, even the Mark Anthony Smith, a little fooled on the scoreboard like I was, thought that second pitch was a ball. Here's the 1-2 pitch, little dribbler. Anderson's going to stay with it. Throw over to Fortney at first, so 2 up, 2 down. And now Dallas Cummings, the number 9 hitter, coming up to the plate. Dallas Cummings hitting just .225. The number 9 hitter, as I said, struck out in the 3rd, grounded out to Alex Crosby at 3rd in the 5th inning. So Anderson working quickly, likes having this 5-run insurance with the 6-1 lead over Yuba. Finally getting a little sun here. Getting close to 5 in the afternoon, Friday afternoon. Spring break here on the campus of Solano Community College. That pitch, I think, over for a strike. Hard to see what the ump called. Scoreboard having trouble seeing as well. So here's the next pitch. It's a dribbler, hit to Fernandez, fields it on a hop, throw to Fortney. So 3 up, 3 down, exactly what you like to see if you're a Falcon fan. After putting 4 on the board, Anderson comes out in the top of the 7th, working quickly, 3 up, 3 down at the end of 6.5. It's time to stretch, folks. Falcons up 6-1 over the Yuba 49ers. So new pitcher in for the Yuba 49ers, number 33, Tim Catalano. Comes in with a 2.83 earned run average. No wins, 1 loss, 28.2 innings pitched on the season. He has started 3 games for Yuba, 8 strikeouts, 6 walks. So Tim Catalano comes in relief of Tim Zuko, who started this game, and Catalano will begin by facing Alex Crosby. So in the bottom of the 7th inning, Falcons up 6-1. Catalano on the hill, Crosby at the plate, and promptly hits this one, but right to Ethan McGill, the first baseman, waves off Catalano, steps on the bag. That'll be the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. So that'll be an unassisted ground ball to the first baseman, Ethan McGill. Now Nick Speeney comes up to the plate, and boy, Speeney, he's been in the mix today. Had a walk in the 2nd, scored the first run for the Falcons, and then had a base hit, scored another run in the 6th. In the middle of that, he flied out to center field. So Speeney 1 for 2, takes that first pitch, outside for a ball. So the count 1-0 to Nick Speeney. Nick Speeney, the pride of Armio. Next pitch. Not sure what that was. That looked like it was right over the plate, but Catalano doesn't get the call. So 2 balls, no strikes. Lee Norton, the home plate umpire. Catalano set. That one a little bit high. So Catalano, right-handed pitcher, 6'1", 214-pounder, sophomore. Played at Folsom High School. Here's the next pitch, over for a strike. So the count now 3-1 to Nick Spini. Chad Fortney on deck for the Falcons. Catalano set, and this one is hit into center fielder. Macaluso covering his eyes and can't catch up to it. It's going to sail over his head, and Spini's going to stop at second. Boy, nice job by Macaluso in center field, getting that ball off the fence, getting it in quickly. I thought Spini might have a chance to get 3, but nice play by the center fielder. And so tough playing center field, especially now, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. He's looking up into the sun, and you got that wind carrying the ball out towards center field. So tough chance there for Macaluso. Good job catching up with that one, getting it back in, holding Spini to a stand-up double. Chad Fortney now steps in, facing Catalano for the first time. Off-speed pitch, Fortney pops it up. Ethan McGill standing right on the bag at first and makes the catch. Spini will stay put at second. So that'll be the second out in the inning on the pop-up by Fortney to Ethan McGill, the first baseman. And now JQ, Justin Quilliton, coming up to the plate. Quilliton so far 2 for 3 in this game. 2 base hits and a run batted in. Catalano checks Spini, and the pitch. It's hit right back to the pitcher. Catalano throws over to McGill, and that'll do it. So Spini had that big double, but no chance to get home at the end of 7 innings of play. Falcons up over Yuba 6-1. All right, 6 outs remaining for the Yuba 49ers as we get things underway here in the top of the 8th inning. We go to the top of the order. Brandon Lockwood, the left fielder, will lead things off for the 49ers. He'll be followed by Michael France and then Ethan McGill. So Ryan Anderson, he's gone the whole way for the Falcons. First pitch over, once again for a strike. You'd think maybe at this point, Yuba might be sitting on that first pitch fastball. Anderson ready. Here's the pitch. That one just low for a ball. So the count 1-1. Brandon Lockwood struck out in the first, was hit by a pitch in the third, and then grounded out to Fernandez in the fifth. Next pitch at the knees for a strike. Seems like all day Anderson has been ahead in the count. And when he is ahead of batters, he is tough to beat. Anderson ready. A little bit off that one. Lockwood, good job staying with it. Kind of golfs it foul over beyond the Solano dugout, third base side of play. Still pretty strong wind blowing out towards left center. Anderson ready, 1-2 pitch. Ring him up, strike 3 called. Another K for the A-Train. So Brandon Lockwood, that's the second time he struck out against Anderson. Anderson with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 strikeouts thus far in the game. Yeah, folks, I was using my fingers. Here we go. That one, first pitch, pop up. Fernandez there, right behind the second base bag. 2 up, 2 down. So that's the 6th batter retired by Anderson. Gave up that double to Macaluso back in the 6th, and since then he's retired 6 batters in order. Needs to get one more, though, to get out of the top of the 8th, and he's facing big Ethan McGill. Boy, if you're going to face McGill, though, you'd like to face him with nobody on and 2 outs in the inning. That pitch at the knees for a strike. And Anderson all day with McGill. It's been strikes at his knees. See if he goes after him again. Here's the next pitch. That one up in the zone just a bit. Outside for a ball. Good eye by McGill. McGill just looking for a pitch up in the zone. He can drive somewhere and keep this inning going for the 49ers. Next pitch by Anderson. Took a little off that one, but McGill, good job of hitting, stays with it, and laces a single into right field. So second hit for McGill. Had that double in the first, now a 2-out single. That double in the first was with 2 outs as well. So Christian DeVelbus now coming up to the plate, and boy, he's had good luck against Anderson, 2 for 3. Had that big 2-out double in the top of the 6th and came home to score the lone run for the 49ers on the double by Macaluso. So DeVelbus, the catcher, steps in. Hitting 274 coming into this game, going to be about 285. So first pitch over for a strike, 2 outs here. Falcons with a comfortable lead, but really no lead is comfortable in community college baseball. But you got to like your chances with Anderson on the hill for the Falcons. He's really been the ace of this staff in his tenure here at Solano. This one hit to center field. Torres going back. It's going to go over his head. Actually, Ibarra in left coming over. So that's going to get a run home, and Ethan McGill lumbering home. So second run scored by the Falcons, and another big hit by DeVelbus. That's his second double in a row, and he's 3 for 4 against Ryan Anderson. So give DeVelbus the run batted in. Ethan McGill comes home to score. Still 2 outs. Now DeVelbus standing on second. And up to the plate, Dustin Macaluso. So Stover now going out to have a chat with Ryan Anderson. And we'll see if he's just going to buy some time, maybe get some guys down in the bullpen. But I don't see anybody heading down to the... There goes Duman. So Mike Duman gonna trot down there, start getting loose. And I think Stover's just telling Anderson, keep throwing strikes. Try to keep the ball down in the zone. Let your defense play behind you. And so break in the action with the Falcons up 6-2 over the Yuba 49ers. And you know, you look at the Falcons season, and of course they've had that 4-game losing streak, but as they head for the last 10 games of the season, you could divide their season into thirds. They went 7-5 the first third, 7-5 the second third. And really, if you look at their schedule, they've got these 2 against Yuba, 2 against Marin, but then they close the season with 2 against Napa, Contra Costa, and Laney. So Falcons still a good chance to end up in the mix in the Bay Valley Conference. First pitch over by Anderson after the meeting with Stover. And I think that was outside for a ball. So 1 ball, no strikes. Anderson set, that one low again for a ball. Anderson kind of struts back to the mound, takes a long look at DeVelbus. DeVelbus, that is, standing at second. Next pitch, that's another ball. So 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs here. That's actually the 3rd ball if you look at the scoreboard. Anderson ready. That one right down the pipe for a strike. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Macaluso had that big RBI double his last time up. Had a sacrifice in the 4th, struck out first time, faced Anderson in the 2nd. That pitch over for a strike. So belt high fastball. And so now the count 3 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs here. Anderson would like to close the door on this little 1-run rally here in the top of the 8th. Checks the runner. Here's the pitch, fouled back. So Anderson challenged Macaluso. Macaluso, good rip, fouls that one straight back. Count stays at 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Falcons with the 10 games remaining, if they can somehow go 8-2, I like their chances to get in the playoffs. Next pitch, off-speed pitch, and it's hit to center field. Torres there, goes out, comes back in, and makes the catch. So, Yuba trying to get something going, do get a run on the board, but that's it. And at the end of 7.5 innings of play, Falcons up over the 49ers 6-2.
Cleaning off the bottom of the 8th for Solano. Left fielder, number 3, Edgar Ibarra.
So big double there by Edgar Ibarra as I make the sprint back from the restroom. Almost got here in time. Give me a chance to catch my wind. And Falcons trying to add to their 6-2 lead. So Aaron Brasher now coming up to the plate. Brasher flied out or popped up to the shortstop in the 2nd, grounded out to the shortstop in the 5th. Big run batted in, base hit in the 6th. Catalano still on the hill. And that hits Brasher right in the back. So Brasher going to take his base. Ibarra going to stay at 2nd. And Falcons now send up Gio Torres up to the plate, the number 9 hitter. So pretty close game until the Falcons able to put 4 on the board in the 6th. It was a 2-1 game up to that point. 49ers able to get a run in the top half of the inning. Get that lead, or get the difference to 4 runs, down 6-2. There's a bunt, but foul by Torres. And so the count will be no balls, 2 strikes, nobody out here. Bottom of the 8th inning. Big game for the Falcons. Come in after losing 2 to Mendocino, 2 to Los Medanos. Trying to break that losing streak. Get back in the win column and try to finish the season strong. Catalano set, Torres around to bunt, pulls it back, and it's over for a strike. So no balls, 2 strikes. Gio Torres at the plate. Base hit and scored a run last time up in that 6th inning. Flied out to right, grounded out to 3rd his other 2 times at the plate. Catalano takes his time out of the stretch. That one high for a ball. Catalano, big kid out of Folsom High School. 6'1", 215-pounder. Opposing hitters hitting .316 against him. Fakes the throw, but Ibarra gets back to 2nd. Michael France, the shortstop, kind of cheating over towards the bag, trying to hold the runner. Ibarra, excellent speed. And this is a little grounder hit to the shortstop. France steps on the bag, collision, but makes the throw. And that's going to be 2 outs. Boy, what a play by Michael France. That was a tough grounder, able to stay with it, and then kind of stumbled towards the bag. You had Cummings coming over from second. They collided, but not before France was able to touch the bag and make the throw. So quickly, 2 outs. Ibarra now at third, but at third with 2 outs, and now David Fernandez at the plate. So Catalano set. Here's the pitch. And boy, that was a little inside. Fernandez went around, and we have a pretty good vantage point here on top of the Yuba dugout. Looked like he might have went around, but then you look at the angle that Brian Rose has. Not as easy to see, so a break for Fernandez. That goes as a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's a pitch by Catalano. Off-speed pitch over for a strike. Coach Stover at third today. Most of the time you're going to see Tommy Pavesi, first-year coach for the Falcons, arguably the greatest hitter to ever play for the Solano Falcons. But Coach Stover over there at third. Next pitch at the knees for a strike. Good pitch by Catalano. Of course, Bobby Campo, the first base coach for the Falcons. And Dustin Crenshaw, the pitching coach, to round out the staff for the Falcons. Catalano set. Here's the pitch. Little chopper. This is going to be trouble. France comes in and tries to one-hand it, but can't. That gets the run home. So that was just a ball that Fernandez hit hard off the dirt in front of the plate, but took such a high hop, there was just no chance for France, who's still kind of moving around gingerly after making that sensational unassisted double play. And I think one of the trainers for the Falcons, they're going to go out and take a look at Michael France, because he's kind of walking very gingerly. It looks like his left leg, maybe his left calf, and I'm sure that happened on the collision on the previous play on the ball hit by Gio Torres, where France was able to grab it, step on the bag, collide with Cummings, and still throw out Torres. He also had Brasher, the former running back, who's coming hard into second base as well. And so that's going to be it for France. And Davis Walker now will trot out to shortstop. Walker hitting just 129 on the season, 8 hits and 62 at-bats. He scored 4 runs, has 2 doubles, 9 walks, 6 strikeouts. Walker also has done a little pitching, not much though, just 1 inning of work, 18 ERA in 2 appearances. So Walker's going to get a chance to warm up. Falcons get another run on the board. Edgar Ibarra started things off with that double here in the 8th, able to come around and score on the little infield chopper by David Fernandez. So Fernandez, that's another RBI for the count. He had that big 2-out base hit to get 2 runs across in the last inning. And now another run batted in for David Fernandez. So he'll be at first. And now Zach Wells. He'll face Tim Catalano. And this will be the first time that he faces Catalano. Wells actually made the last out against Tim Zuko, the starting pitcher for the 49ers. All right, we're ready to go. Walker set it short. There goes the runner. They're going to test Walker right off the bat, and I believe that hit Wells. So Catalano hits Wells. Wells take his base. He'll be at first. David Fernandez standing at second, and now Alex Crosby coming up to the plate. And Crosby, boy, you look at his year, he's had a hit in just about every, I think he's only been hitless in 1 game this year, hitting .366 on the season, but looking for his first hit in this game. Off-speed pitch way high. Crosby is grounded out to Michael France at shortstop 3 times, and then his last at-bat in the 7th, grounded out to first baseman Ethan McGill. If I had to bet on it, I'd say Crosby probably safe bet to get a hit here. Takes that pitch over for a strike. So the count now 1-1 to Alex the Hitman Crosby out of Wilseywood High School. Next pitch, off-speed pitch in the dirt for a ball. Crosby, like Zach Wells, who batted before him, those two have had outstanding years here at Solano. Last year as freshmen, and this year as sophomores. And this one is lifted to shallow left field. Lockwood comes in, able to make the catch. And so a bit of a jam by Catalano, gives up a run, but that's it. And at the end of 8 innings of play, 3 more outs remaining for the Yuba 49ers, down 7-2 to the Solano Falcons. So here we go, top of the 9th inning. Yuba down to their final 3 outs and getting things started for the 49ers, Tyler Creditor. He'll be followed by Anthony Coretti and then the designated hitter, Ryan Pope. Well, Ryan Anderson, boy, he's been in complete command today. First pitch, over for a strike, and that's been the story of this game. Ryan Anderson getting ahead in the count and pretty much dominating this Yuba team today. That ball in the dirt. Anderson with 8 strikeouts. He's only given up 1 walk, did hit a batter. Next pitch, a little bit outside for a ball. Anderson has given up 2 runs, 2 earned runs in today's game. All right, here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss by Creditor. That'll even the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Falcons desperately trying to get back in the win column. Falcons have, counting this game, 4 tough games. That one, boy, off-speed pitch almost got Creditor to swing at that one, but Creditor thought better of it. Held back.
I just let the camera running.
All right, here's Anderson. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll be the 9th strikeout for Ryan Anderson. So Tyler Creditor goes down with the K, and Anthony Coretti now coming up to the plate.
Third baseman.
Coretti did manage a walk against Anderson in the 4th, but flied out, or popped up to shortstop David Fernandez in the 2nd, and he struck out in the 1st. So Anthony Coretti set. Here's the first pitch by Anderson. Letter high fastball for a strike. Anderson ready. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Foul tip for a strike. Count now 0-2. 1 out already here in the top of the 9th with the Falcons up 7-2. These two teams go at it again tomorrow. Next pitch, a little bit outside for a ball. Boy, pretty good eye there by Coretti. Tough one to lay off, especially with 2 strikes in the count. Anderson set. Here's the next pitch. Inside for a ball. Count now 2 balls, 2 strikes. There is action down in the Solano bullpen. Looks like Kyle Stafford warming up along with Mike Duman. Next pitch by Anderson, low for a ball. So the count now 3 balls, 2 strikes. Anderson doesn't want to lose Coretti. We'll see if he goes after him with a fastball. Here it comes. Coretti actually fouled that one back. I was a little confused. I thought Brasher was looking up like he thought it went in the air, but you could see the ball dribbling over towards the Solano dugout. So Coretti stays alive. Good pitch by Anderson. That was a belt-high fastball, and Coretti just under it a tad. Fouls it back. So count remains full. Anderson set. Here's the pitch, and Coretti fouls that one off again. So Coretti, good job staying alive. 1 out already. He's just trying to extend the inning, get on base. Ryan Pope in the on-deck circle. That pitch over for a strike. Boy, outside corner. Good pitch by Anderson. Coretti's going to tell you that was outside, but probably a little too close to take. But nonetheless, that'll be the 2nd strikeout in the inning. That'll give Anderson 10 strikeouts, and he needs 1 more out to get his Falcons back in the win column. Here's the first pitch, over for a strike. Last chance for Yuba, Ryan Pope, hitting 262, 0 for 3. Anderson set, and the pitch, it's hit to the shortstop Fernandez, fields it on a couple hops, over to first baseman Spini, and that'll do it. Falcons, and they were wondering if it would ever happen, finally get back in the win column. Excellent outing by Ryan Anderson. Falcons win this one 7-2, and you got to tip your cap too to Yuba. They battled, they were in this game until the Falcons eventually broke it open with 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th. And I think we're going to have to see if we can get Ryan Anderson over for our post-game report. We'll be right back. All right, here's Anderson. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll be the 9th strikeout for Ryan Anderson. All right, folks, I'm here with Ryan Anderson. What a tremendous outing. 4-game losing streak, and you're really kind of getting to the point in the season where it's like, we've got to somehow get out of this. What was your mindset going into this game and really knowing that you needed to come out with a victory today?
Well, basically just keep us in the game. Lately it's been like hitting hasn't been working, pitching hasn't been working in some games, but then we just played a full game today. It worked out for us.
You know, and one thing too, and all baseball teams go through this, you hit that stretch where you really have to deal with the adversity. And I know for a lot of you guys, a lot of the sophomores, you get that 4-game skid going and you're starting to go, okay, how do we get out of this? How are we going to get another win? What did you and some of the other sophomores do to really kind of pick this team up? Because you guys came out and really played an excellent game today.
Well, it started with practice, honestly, because we came out relaxed during practice, having fun. You know, you don't want to stress about it too much because then you think too much and then it doesn't work out for you. But we came out relaxed today and we had a good game.
Tell me a little bit about your mindset. It just looked like you were pounding the strike zone. And I really think one of the keys to today's game, you were ahead in the count against most of the pitchers. Tell us a little bit about how much easier it makes playing this game when you're ahead in the count.
Well, it makes it a lot easier, especially when you start throwing balls. The infield's on their toes all the time, but if you just keep pounding strikes, it'll work out for you. I was getting the calls today, so keep throwing.
Mindset tomorrow, you're going to play these guys once again. I think Drew Lamont is going to be on the hill for you guys. Kind of tell us a little bit, since we have this Friday game after the rain delay, kind of what do you go through now? I mean, you get to celebrate this big win, but you got to get ready for tomorrow. What do you guys do between now and then to get your focus ready?
Honestly, don't know. We just have the same focus we had today. Come out and play hard, and let's get another W because we're 3 games back now?
3 games back. It kind of depends what happens with Marin. All those rainouts yesterday, but you guys move into 3rd. Tied with Yuba, and the thing about the way the schedule lines up, you guys are playing all the tough 2-2 games. You've got Yuba, another one, then you've got 2 against Marin, but then I think you play Napa, Contra Costa, and Laney. Certainly don't want to take any of those teams lightly, but a lot of the other teams like Marin, Las Medanas, they're going to be playing each other down the stretch. How do you feel about your chances to still come away with the Bay Valley Conference title?
Oh, I still like our chances. We still just got to come out and play hard, win a couple more games, man. We can't lose the 2 to 3 heads and the head up, whatever, and we just got to keep out playing.
Well, you guys have 9 games remaining. I think if you guys can get through that stretch, win 7 of those 9, I like your chances to still have a chance to win the Bay Valley Conference, at least get you guys in the playoffs. 9 games. The season is going fast. You've got Yuba, then you've got 2 with Marin. I think it's Napa, then Contra Costa, and then 2 with Laney. But Bay Valley Conference still up for grabs. Good luck tomorrow in that game. Big win today. 10 Ks, 6 hits, I think 1 walk. That's it. Outstanding job. Good luck for everybody in the game tomorrow. All right, folks. Well, thank you very much. Ryan, you can go ahead and make your way to the dugout. Big outing for the A-Train. Ryan Anderson gives his team a lift when they needed it the most. Also, everybody playing well defensively. Some big hits for the Falcons today. Big win over Yuba, 7-2. Folks, we'll be back on Solano College's Sports Network for tomorrow's game at 1 o'clock. We'll be live on our webcast. Good afternoon. All right, so we head into the top of the 6th. Getting things started, Michael France, the shortstop, and he's been busy at short with his buddy third baseman Anthony Coretti. And Zuko's had a lot of ground balls hit over to the left side of the infield. So Yuba down by 2, first pitch hit into right field, but Wells is there, takes a couple steps in. So Michael France retired on the fly ball to Zach Wells. And now big Ethan McGill steps in. McGill had that big 2-out double in the first. Yuba not able to get him home, and McGill in the third inning, fielder's choice, ground out to JQ, the second baseman. All right, Anderson set. Here's the pitch, fastball, just above the knees for a strike. So Anderson comes after big McGill. First pitch, fastball, just above the knees. Let's see if he challenges him again. That one at the knees as well. So 2 fastballs right at the knees. Ethan McGill quickly down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. And boy, that's been the ticket for the A-Train Ryan Anderson. He's been ahead in the count most of the afternoon. That one low for a ball. Count now 1-2. McGill may not see another fastball in this at-bat. We'll see. So the count 1-2. 1 out here, top of the 6th. Yuba down 2-0 to the Falcons. Anderson set, and this one took a little off that one, fouled back out of play. McGill just out in front by a hair. Fouled it straight back. And so the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Top of the 6th. Pretty good ball game. Pitchers duel here. Ryan Anderson for the Falcons, Tim Zuko. That one is fouled out of play. Over to the third base side of the field. Crosby over there gives the ball a look, throws it back to Anderson. Anderson to get back on the mound and do it all again. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Falcons playing well today. Desperately need a win. In the midst of a 4-game slide. Here's the next pitch, low. Boy, McGill, good eye. Thought about trying to get that one laid off it. Good decision. Sophomore out of Nevada Union. McGill batting from the left side, and there's a fastball. Ring him up. Strike 3. McGill caught looking. Beautiful pitch by Anderson right on the outside corner. And McGill kind of shaking his head as he comes back to the dugout. 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th. And now Christian DeVelbus coming up to the plate. DeVelbus had a base hit back in the 4th to get the 4th inning started. He was stranded at second, grounded out to Tucker Bishop for the last out in the bottom of the 1st. Anderson set, and this one is hit to right field. Wells going over. That's going to get in the gap all the way to the fence. DeVelbus, he's going to keep going to second, and he's got himself a 2-out stand-up double for Christian DeVelbus, the catcher. So Falcons had a 2-run rally in the bottom of the 5th. Yuba trying to do the same thing here in the top of the 6th inning. Falcons able to get a run in the bottom of the 5th after a walk and a double by Wells. And Yuba now with a 2-out double by Christian DeVelbus. Dustin Macaluso steps in. Little Mac as he goes by takes the first pitch at the knees for a strike. Boy, Anderson just pounding the strike zone on the first pitch. Anderson now pitching out of the stretch. And here's the pitch. And this one is lifted into right field. Wells not going to be able to get that one. That's going to get a run home easily. And another double by the 49ers. So Dustin Macaluso comes up and hit a slicing ball into right field. No chance for Wells to get over on that. And Christian DeVelbus, who is at second, started this rally with a 2-out double, comes home, cuts the lead in half. Yuba now down 2-1. And up at the plate, Tyler Creditor. Anderson ready, takes a little off that one, outside corner for a strike. Anderson, he's just going to keep throwing strikes. Hopes Yuba doesn't hit him where his players aren't. Here's the next pitch, off-speed pitch just outside. Pretty good pitch by Anderson. Excellent eye by Creditor, the right fielder. Popped up to short, hit into a double play, or excuse me, walked his last time up and then was out in the double play. Anderson set. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. So the count now 1-2. Tyler Creditor, number 11, the right fielder, hitting .231 on the season, has 13 runs batted in. He'd like to get it to 14 and tie this game up. Here's a pitch by Anderson, way out in front is Creditor, swing and a miss, ring him up, strike 3 on the swing, and so little mini rally by Yuba, a couple 2-out doubles, gets Yuba on the board at the end of 5.5 innings of play. Falcons up over Yuba by a run, 2-1. Once again, it'll be Nick Spini leading things off for the Falcons here. Bottom of the 6th, Falcons up 2-1. Spini will be followed by Chad Fortney, who came in and replaced Alex Crosby at first base in the top of the 3rd. Crosby moved over to 3rd, replacing Tucker Bishop. And then JQ will be the 3rd batter up for the Falcons. Tim Zuko still on the hill. Off-speed pitch over for a strike. And boy, big difference for Zuko when he's getting that off-speed pitch over. Makes things really difficult for the Falcons. Zuko set. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Spini and hits this one foul. Slicing down, out of play. Left field side of play here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. It's been cloudy most of the day. Seen signs of the sun finally. Late start, 3 o'clock start, now 4:20 Friday afternoon here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium on the campus of Solano Community College. All right, Zuko set. Here's the pitch, and this one is hit off the mid of the 3rd baseman. France goes over, but no chance to make a play. And so, boy, a lot of balls hit over at 3rd base. Anthony Coretti, that was a tough chance. That ball was kind of tailing away from him. Dove got his glove on it, but ricocheted over to shortstop Michael France, but no chance for France to make a play. So another tough call on the scoring. Not sure if that's going to be an E5 or a base hit. I'm going to give Spini the base hit. So leadoff runner aboard for the Falcons here. Top of the 6th. Now Fortney comes up, squares around a bunt, but the ball in the dirt. No chance for Fortney to get his bat on that one. And so that's going to be 1 ball, no strikes. Nick Spini standing at first. Spini's had a walk, flied out to center field. And then I'm going to give him a base hit on that one. I thought it was a tough chance for the 3rd baseman. If you ask Coretti, though, he's going to tell you I should have made that play. All right, Fortney set. Right-handed batter. Boy, Fortney has had some big at-bats for the Falcons this year. Lays down the bunt. Zuko grabs it. He'll make the safe throw to first baseman McGill. That's the first out in the inning, but Fortney does his job. Advances Spini to 2nd. Boy, in a pitching duel like this, you want to be able to move the runners over. So excellent bunt by Fortney, lays it down, first base side of play. Zuko goes over, grabs it, makes the throw to first. And so now Nick Spini standing at 2nd. JQ at the plate, ball in the dirt for a ball. JQ hit into a fielder's choice back in the 2nd. Had a base hit off the glove of Coretti on the bad hop back in the 4th. Off-speed pitch, foul back out of play behind the SCSN broadcast booth. Greg Poff here on the Solano College Sports Network. Kind of a skeleton crew today. We were all set for our live webcast yesterday, but rain ruined those plans. We'll be back with the live webcast tomorrow. These two teams going at it. 1 o'clock start time. Throw over. Spini, big lead, but gets back. Dallas Cummings covering the bag for Yuba, the second baseman. And so the count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out here. Bottom of the 6th, 2-1 game. Falcons on top. Here's the next pitch, and JQ hits this one. First baseman McGill. No, the second baseman has it, and he doesn't beat the runner. Boy, I thought that Cummings might have got there by a half a step, but bang, bang play. Brian Rose, the infield umpire, makes a call safe. And so JQ able to get down to first base. Nick Spini advances to third. So runners on the corners for the Falcons here with 1 out. Edgar Ibarra comes up to the plate. Ibarra, the little left-handed hitter out of Rodriguez High School, last year coming off a D3 championship and trying to help Solano get to the top of the Bay Valley Conference. They have some work to do. Off-speed pitch. Ibarra kind of waves at it weakly. That's going to go as a strike. I think Ibarra thought that was going to be outside, but off-speed pitch, and the last minute tried to get the metal on the ball, but comes up empty. That'll be a strike. So runners on the corners for the Falcons. Tim Zuko, 6th inning of work. He's set. Another off-speed pitch over for a strike. And when Zuko gets those off-speed pitches over, it is difficult for the Falcon batters. But he's also struggled with that pitch at times today, and that's got him into trouble. Only giving up 2 runs, though. Zuko ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch, just outside for a ball. Boy, that was a tough take by Ibarra. Ibarra holding his breath. As Lee Norton calls that one just outside for a ball. Sitting right above the Yuba dugout. They thought it was a strike, and I think I'd agree with them. There goes the runner. Ibarra hits this one. Cummings only play over to first, but that'll get the run home. So, boy, Stover dialing up the hit and run, and it works. That probably would have been a double play ball. So Spini able to come home. Another run batted in for Ibarra. He's got 2 today. On the ground out to the second baseman, Dallas Cummings. So Falcons now up 3-1. They get that run back they gave up in the top half of the inning. And you got JQ now at second. And Aaron Brasher at the plate with 2 outs. Brasher popped up to France, the shortstop, in the second, and then grounded out to France in the 5th. That pitch in the dirt for a ball. So Falcons just scratching runs on the board. Zuko really has pitched well today. Falcons playing a little small ball. 3 runs to show for it. Zuko takes a long look over at JQ. Cummings actually faked that he was coming over to the second base bag from his second base position, but no throw over by Zuko. Zuko set. Here's the pitch. Sharp single into center field. Hit pretty sharply. There's going to be a play at the plate, but the throw a little bit offline from Macaluso. No throw home, and JQ able to get home on the run batted in. Big 2-out single by Aaron Brasher. Gets another run home for the Falcons. Brasher that time just went with the pitch. Hit it just between the outstretched glove of France, the shortstop, and the second base bag. Hit it sharply, thought there might be a play at the plate, and Macaluso coming in quickly from center field, but the throw a little offline, and McGill cut that one off. All right, Zuko set, and Gio Torres tries to lay down the bunt, but pops it out of play. Count will be 0-1 to Gio Torres. Torres 0 for 2 thus far. Grounded out to Coretti, the third baseman, and flied out to right fielder Creditor. So Brasher at first after the RBI single with 2 outs. Throw over. Brasher able to get back. Brasher doesn't have the speed he had when He was playing running back for Vallejo High School, but still pretty athletic, can run well. Swing and a miss there by Torres on the off-speed offering by Tim Zuko. So Torres quickly down in the count, 0-2. Falcons up 4-1 here. Bottom of the 6th. Zuko set, and the pitch. Outside and high for a ball. So the count now 1-2 to number 12, Gio Torres. Torres, true freshman, played his baseball at Fairfield High School. Next pitch, off-speed pitch. And I think that was barely fouled. Boy, Torres fooled way on top of it, just able to get a piece and stay alive. So the count 1-2 to Gio Torres with 2 outs here. Bottom of the 6th inning. Wind still blowing pretty hard directly out towards center.